Hey, what's going on, guys? How are you, meatballs? This year, Elite Modern Warfare Zombies Season 5 Reloaded, Ascension Story Mission, plus Dark Aether Rift Unlock Guide for the new schematics, which are the Grenade Bandolier and the Disciple Bottle, and how to increase your stash size to 30. Now, though recommended to watch the full guide for all Elite tips and understanding, you can jump around if you want, and we'll talk about that in a second. But note that the schematics / acquisitions from the previous Act 4 Dark Aethers are needed, and I have full Elite guides on my channel right now on how to do all of that, links down below in the description. Not all the schematics are needed, only certain specific ones, which you'll see, and you could get them from a buddy if you want, but just letting you know. And they're good, so I would go do them anyways if you don't already have them. But also, as most of you know, in my Elite COD Zombies Discord server, I have the best maps for Urzikstan and all of the other Dark Aethers that are already in the game, and though I'll be unable to provide the full finished version of my Dark Aether map for this new Dark Aether within this video, it will be available for free, as always, within my Discord by this weekend, and I'll try to give you guys a smaller scaled version of something just to reference in this video, if I can. Now that's it, this video will be split up into multiple parts. We have the Ascension story mission, acquiring relics and upgrading them, and the new Dark Aether fully explained. P.S. I also stream zombies every single day on Twitch at 10:30 p.m. EST. My live streak is up to 149 consecutive days. That and all my other links are down below in the description, go check them out. Story mission. Select Act 4, Mission 4 within the zombies main menu, and when in game, get a good setup going, and then enter the Ascension portal at F5 coordinate of the map. Around the area, there are jump pads that are unlocked via shooting the red crystals. Use these or the Scorcher to make your way around the whole map, and more specifically, there's going to be yellow lights in the sky. We went to this yellow light first, which here we can pick up the 4 floating surrounding relics and then interact with the center obelisk. Then just kill the purple glowing zombies within close proximity to the center obelisk, and once done, make your way to the next obelisk marked on the map again by using the Scorcher or jump pads. Same process here occurs. Pick up the 4 relics, activate the center obelisk, and only kill purple glowing zombies within close proximity to this obelisk. This time, upon completion, the relics will actually fly all over the small island again and need to be recollected. Just the small fine-tuned island you're on. Now use the floating circulating trains and or a green portal directly below you, or even the Scorcher, to collect those pieces again. You will then have to collect souls again, but after that, you will then have to use the special jump pads or Scorcher once again to get to the next marked area, which will be on a building. At this building will be a train in which you must jump onto board. It will take you to an island, and on the other side of that island will be a boat in which you'll be able to take to the marked roof for your next step. Break the crystal on the back of the jump pad on this roof, and then let the game take you where you need to go. You'll eventually get to this island in which you'll have to parkour to reach the next. Break the crystal at the edge, and observe the floating trucks in the background, and only take that jump pad once the trucks are just about right in front of you, as you'll see. You're going to want to launch from the jump pad, and it will shoot you into the truck. Just spam your climb button, which should be XA/spacebar depending on what you're on, and missing isn't the end of the world. Just try not to fall all the way back down to the bottom if you can. Just redeploy if you miss, and land back on another close island if possible. Now, this specific green portal you're seeing in the gameplay is a lifesaver once it comes to getting back to the very top of the island with the trucks to retry the jump. Otherwise, you could get confused and have issues getting back up there. But once on the truck, ride the merry-go-round to the next island and then hop off. On the other side of the island will be a bus. Hop on the bus and then be patient, but just bus hop all the way back to the final island. Take all the blue launch pads and it'll do all the work for you. Now run down the left side of the ship that it brings you to the marked area where a purple portal will then allow you to teleport to the ending boss area. Jump from this island it spawns you on and then immediately redeploy, flying towards the marked island where you'll see Ava. Now in this first phase, the boss fight will start, by the way, and in this first phase, you're going to want to launch pad from island to island to follow and shoot all the red orbs on the entity's body, and I recommend you go from higher to lower as the shoulders seem to bug out at certain angles. Also, if you happen to fall off, it won't kill you, you'll just simply respawn. Now once the entity is defeated, head to the reward rift and interact to be trolled, because the entity will now respawn for a final phase. Now just avoid as many of the attacks as you can, and it seems that none of them are particularly lethal to you. They could be tricky, they could damage you a little bit, but they probably won't kill you. Just be conscious of them. And anyways, the next phase just requires you to travel to the marked island in which Ava is on. So collect souls around Ava within close proximity, and when she's done, she'll shock the entity, making her available for damage. Repeat the cycle until the entity is defeated, and this will spawn a reward rift with a Mr. Peaks relic available for you to pick up inside. Pick it up, then exfil for the cutscene to start. Story mission and Easter egg quest part 1 complete. Acquire and upgrade relics. Now just like the other Modern Warfare Zombies Dark Aethers, you'll have to collect all 4 relics and upgrade them to gold in any order to unlock a new sigiled version of the Dark Aether Rift. Now Mr. Peaks is the first item and is of course obtained at the end of the Ascension story mission, which I've just guided you through. The other items can be obtained in any order. We have the Purple Lock Diary, which all you have to do is head to the bridge at the G6 coordinate of the map. You'll look in the water for rune stones, in which you'll have to melee to activate. Now don't drown while you're meleeing them, just make sure you don't drown, but melee all three at your own leisure, and then the triangle will glow pink. Now float in the water right around where I am, and the triangle will kind of form perfectly and glow green. This will then spawn a ton of mimics. Now for this step, you do need the Aether Blade, either through a schematic or acquisition, which sure, your friend could give it to you, but if you have it, just throw it on, and you'll have to use that Aether Blade to continually get Aether Blade kills on mimics. Only kill the mimics with the Aether Blade. And after killing a few, people are saying it's 5, but just kill them. Kill with your Aether Blade until you get it. You'll get a reward rift with your Purple Lock Diary. Note that this step is a little bit buggy right now, in that if another team actually has already done this process, it does not seem that you could also do this step. So for your team in your game, try it out, go to see if the runes are there, but if they're not, you're going to have to go into a fresh game and race there. How to upgrade the Purple Diary to the Gold Lock Diary. Head to the Free Speed Cola Easter egg bird at D2 on the map. You're going to have to climb up the middle of this bird sculpture, where you'll find a mini kind of rune stone next to the burnt body. Interact with the stone to get a PhD flopper perk for free, and then a yellow portal will be spawned in front of the bird, which you'll have to enter to do the next step. Your goal here is to tack sprint into a dolphin dive off the edge of this sculpture and land as close to the closed blue crate as shown. If you fail, another yellow portal on the bottom of the sculpture can be used to bring you to the top, and when done properly, a reward rift will spawn with your gold diary. Please note that if you do not successfully dolphin dive, you must redeploy, because if not, you will fall to your death. PhD does not break fall damage for whatever reason unless you're dolphin diving. Next up, we have the Purple Giraffe Toy. Activate the Sergeant's Beret, another schematic from a previous Dark Aether, and then sneak up behind a mercenary and do the longer melee execution attack. Just hold down your melee button to kill the mercenary and spawn in a portal with your Purple Giraffe Toy. That simple. Upgrading the Purple Giraffe Toy to Gold requires you to crawl into this van at F4 in the red zone. Interact with this stone to spawn in a bunch of HVT bosses and kill all the HVTs, but if you do notice by killing them that one of them is literally taking 0 damage even in its weak spots, then kill the other ones first to then be able to damage and kill the remaining HVTs. Now once done, a reward rift will spawn with your Gold Giraffe Toy. Next up, we have the Purple Drum. Use a Bloodburner bike obtained by finding randomly on the map, which if you happen to find one, you're like a million, you should go play Lotto because it's impossible to find. Or alternatively, you can use the easy to get, and if you already have it perfect, schematic for it, the Bloodburner key, and use this bike to drive quickly, and yes, you're timed, over the bunny at F4 in the red zone. Now there will be arrows guiding you on your path, but follow either the arrows on that path or just the path you're seeing on your screen, and at G6, once you finish that path, if you complete the course on time, you'll get a reward rift to spawn with your Purple Drum. If not, try this again faster. The Gold Drum. Head to Chirac Opera House at F7 and climb up this sculpture outside to find your final relic, Upgrade Rock. Interact with this rock, and it will start a challenging sequence of spawning zombies with a mist around them, representing different ammo mods. Around the area there are glowing pillars, each offering a certain ammo mod, and each shows the effect it has by looking at the actual pillar. So just simply pick up whichever ammo mod you need and kill the appropriate zombie with the matching ammo mod that you received from that pillar. For example, a glowing green zombie would have to be killed with a Brain Rot ammo modded weapon. When finished, a reward rift will spawn with your Gold Drum. Now that's all 4 gold relics needed, so we now move on to the new Dark Aether Rift. Head to the F5 coordinate of the map and look at the symbols on each pedestal. Drop each item down into its correct position, and if it's not working, just make sure that you're interacting with the pedestal first and then hit the drop item button. It doesn't seem to be the usual interact button this time around though, so just make sure that you're hitting the right buttons because it could get really confusing. It seems to be a little bit different than beforehand. Either way, doing this will spawn your new Dark Aether Rift. Kill the spawn boss and get a guaranteed sigil. Insert the sigil into the front end of the rift and off you go. Now, as a reminder, sigils are for one-time use acquisitions and 0 schematics, while other sigils are for craftable schematics and one-time use acquisitions. You can earn both. Now, both versions of the Dark Aether are the same as the previous Dark Aethers in that you get 30 minutes with the regular sigil and 15 minutes with the Elder sigil, as well as an increase in the amount of zombies. Now, sigils can be earned via red zone contracts, while other sigils can only be earned via any Dark Aether contracts. So keep all that in mind. Now, you will either need to use the Scorcher, the jump pads, redeploy rifts, and or the floating train system going around the map, which I recommend to spawn with the Scorcher. You'll have to use any and or all of this stuff to get to the contract bunnies marked in the sky. And also note that in the Elder Sigil Dark Aether, the contract bunnies are not marked, so you will need to know their specific location. Again, you can complete these contract bunnies in any order, but one is a P&D contract located at the G2 coordinate of the map, another is an escort contract located at the E5 5 coordinate of the map, and a last one is located at the 2 coordinate of the map. It's an innovator contract or a spore control contract. And when you either complete all the contracts, maybe fail one, or decide you're done with the Dark Aether for now in order to save your stuff and everything you want to do, just simply exfil. Now, 3 quick notes. 1, my Dark Aether map that's coming to my Discord will be uploaded this weekend and show everything it possibly can, including the multiple unsolved Easter eggs within this Dark Aether. And again, the link to that's down below in the description. 2, yes, the schematics in the Elder Sigil Dark Aether are random this time around, just like the previous Dark Aether. So you can do 1 run and get them all. You can do 10 runs and get none of them. And note number 3, the stash increase that you'll see is not a schematic. It's a permanent upgrade that you only need to pick up once. Once you get it, your stash will increase from 20 to 30. That's it. Take care of your meatballs and peace.